हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल बंसल बायोलॉजी। आज हमारे साथ है आईसर भोपाल के एक पीएचडी स्कॉलर जिनका नाम है अंचला पांडे। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल अंचला, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग विद बंसल बायोलॉजी।
My pleasure.
So first of all, Anchala, I would like you to introduce yourself so that the students can know who you are.
Okay, so I am Anchla Pandey and I'm basically from Varanasi, but I live in Rajasthan. And I have done my graduation from Banasri University and I was a gold medalist there. And then I qualified JNU CB program. So I got a good rank in that and I got admission in Devi Vishwavidyalaya, Indore. So I was actually basically from the JNU CB program. And then I did a summer training program in IIT Indore. And later I qualified CSR and GATE, and then I got admission in IISER Bhopal. So here I am.
Oh, great, great, Anchala. Anchala, first of all, can you tell us how to apply for ICERs?
Okay, so basically IISER launched their interview program at in two shifts, like summer shift and winter. So
Yes.
it's like in August and in December. So you can apply for two batches in any batch, like in August batch, spring batch, and winter batch. So and it's only I mean it depends on your qualification, like CSR and also the work you have done in your MSc. So it will be based on that, and you can also directly mail to your to the professors there, so they can guide you accordingly.
Okay. So someone who has not cleared CSIR NET or GATE examination, can they also apply?
So I think that I mean that a bit difficult, but if that person has a good experience, like he has done a great project or something, so he or she can directly mail to the professor, respective professor they want to apply. So accordingly, that professor will guide.
Okay, so you get the scholarship from CSIR NET only. Okay.
Yeah.
Apart from that, what after applying? What is the procedure after applying? What you have to do, like interviews, or what is the procedure?
So in my case, I was like of COVID batch, unfortunately, but I gave online interview. So in the online interview included SOP and references and all the mark sheets and all, and I just gave one interview, and they selected on the basis of that. So it was only one round of interview.
Okay, only one round. And what kind of questions were asked in that interview?
So the questions were basics, like basic technique questions, and basically from the work you have done, the dissertation that you have done. So the questions came from there only.
Can you tell us what dissertation you have done?
So I have done dissertation in Alzheimer induced by TMT and the effect of aspirin on. So the effect of aspirin on the TMT induced Alzheimer, and it was basically in vivo study.
Oh, so you were saying something about interview.
Yeah, so interview actually also depends on which lab you want to apply. So they will give you the priority list. So which lab you are interested in. So for example, I was interested in cancer biology and cell molecular biology. So they asked me question from there on.
Okay, so once you apply, then they will give you the preference list, like in which lab you want to work.
Yeah.
Okay. So you also submitted SOP, right? Statement of purpose. Yeah. So can you tell students how to write SOP if anyone has no idea regarding this? So you can tell how to write a SOP in basic.
So SOP is actually, it can be like a research proposal thing and about you also. So it should be first clarified that is it about you or is it about the research proposal. So if it is about research proposal, so there is a basic skeleton or the guidelines that what is the purpose, what is the aim, why you want to do it, and what is the purpose and how you will do it.
Okay.
So that is for the research proposal, and the other one, the SOP, is about what you have done in your life till now in academic section. So, for
Okay.
example, I have done graduation and then the all the journeys.
Oh,
So that is in SOP.
okay. And does it matter that in which language you will speak in the interview, English or Hindi? Is that matters?
I guess many people. I guess English is more preferable because many people out there are coming from very, remote. From different edges of the country. For
Okay.
example, from Bengal, South India, North India, and they all have their local languages. But
Yeah.
English is the very common language that all speaks, more specifically South Indians and others. So I guess English is more preferable. So it is better if you are comfortable with English. But if you're not, then Hindi
It's
might
also
go in
okay.
some places.
It's also
Yeah,
okay. Okay. So
yeah.
you can tell me how many professors were there who were taking your interview? Number of professors?
So okay, in many interviews it's like panel based. So but here two there were five, but only three asked me questions.
Asked your questions. Okay.
Yeah.
Apart from that, MSc subject matters if you are pursuing PhD. Does MSc subject matters?
Yeah, more in most of the places MSc subject do matters, but if you are like from zoology but you have a keen interest in like biotechnology or cancer biology,
Mhm.
so if you have read that subject thoroughly, like the cancer biology and subject, so they will take you on the basis of your knowledge.
Okay.
All right. So but the how the subject matters is that it shows you the background of your work, what you have done. So it will be very easy for you to grasp all the techniques and other stuff in the lab that you are applying. But if you are not um, belong to that subject where you want to apply, but if you have the required knowledge,
Mhm.
particular knowledge, then they'll take you. So I
Then
guess the MSc subjects is do matters.
basically the knowledge, and plus if you are going to pursue PhD in particular subject, so go for that subject for MSc also, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
for example, I was from I have done my MSc from biotechnology, but I wanted to apply for neuroscience. So in some places it becomes a bit difficult for me because I didn't have psychology and other neuroscience subject. I was basically from biotechnology, so they preferred more. They preferred, although I was good in my subject, but they preferred psychology and other subjects over my subject. So this comes into play.
So apart from this, how's the lab culture or work culture in IISER Bhopal? Can you tell us about that?
All right. So I guess whatever I have seen till now, every people here are very enthusiastic and they're very keen towards their subject. So everybody is very sincere, and they are more particular about their work.
Okay.
So, but apart from that, the campus is very nice. So even if you have done your work and you are free, so you can just roam around the campus and just feel the fresh air and other stuff, and also the facilities that are provided here. But in lab, once you've entered lab, so all the things are available, and you have to fix your mind there and just do your work. So I guess that makes it more interesting. And also when there is a free time, we all enjoy it. So it's a bit interesting, and I think it's amazing also.
So the working hours are fixed, or you can change it or according to you.
Flexible.
Flexible. So near
Flexible.
about
It's
how
very
many hours
flexible.
per day?
It depends on the experiment. If, for example, today I came to the lab like I always came to the lab at 8:30, but I leave, I don't know,
Okay.
sometimes at 6, sometimes at 8, sometimes at 5 only, and sometimes at 10 o'clock. So it varies according to the protocols and the experiments that you have performing.
Okay. Okay. Apart from that, when to select the research, like before applying, you have made that mind that you want to do the research in this topic. When to select the topic, research topic.
Okay, so I guess when you are applying for interview, it's better that you are particular about that subject already. Because when you apply for interview, first question they are gonna ask is what your interest. So when the moment you will tell you, so you should have to be very particular about your interest. If you have already selected your interest and the topic that you want to research on, so it will become a more easier for you, for the people who are applying. So if you are clueless, if you don't know what you want to do and all, so even if you have knowledge, you won't be able to answer the question, because the first thing that the interviewer asks is what is your stronger and favorite subject. So it's better that you already select the subject you want to apply. So it will be very easy for you to select the lab also, which lab you want to apply. You can compare it, and you can compare different institute, what kind of work is going on there right now. Because sometimes the institute and the lab, it doesn't go on the same path. Sometimes the institute name is so big, but the lab work is not that great. So you have to compare it, and to have the knowledge to compare it, you have to select a particular topic. So it's better before going to an interview, you are very fixed about your subject that you want to pursue.
So why did you choose ISO Bhopal? There was a particular
Okay,
reason.
so yeah, actually there were 2 or 3 reasons. So first thing that I wanted to work in cancer biology, and there was one lab of cancer biology in IISER Bhopal. And other thing is that IISER Bhopal is, IISER is a new institute, not that old. So all the people are very enthusiastic here. So all the PIs, all the professors, all the seniors, all are very enthusiastic, and they are giving and very productive also. So it's not like that people are here already established, and also they are establishing, and it gives me that encouragement to work on every day. So this is also the thing that attracted me, and the other thing is that it's near to my home. So I guess.
So can you tell us about your research, Angela? Something about your research?
Okay, so actually I am in ERPL lab, epigenetics RNA processing lab, and in this lab we basically work on breast cancer and head and neck cancer, and we link with the alternative splicing and epigenetics. So right now I'm working on autophagy, and I'm just trying to figure it out, like how autophagy works in alternative splicing and epigenetics and all that stuff. So it's pretty interesting, but yeah.
So in IISER Bhopal, how many years it takes to complete your PhD?
It depends, I guess. Right now all the seniors in my lab, as far as I know, have completed in 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 years max. But
5 years.
if things are not going on, so it can extend to like 6 years. Yeah.
But generally, it happens in 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell the students now in which topics the research is going on, or which are more profitable from the point of economy or everything?
Okay. So I guess first thing is COVID. You can just search on COVID. I guess it is more profitable if I'm directing to that sense. And
Okay.
other is that cancer, obviously cancer has no cure, I mean complete cure. So you have many more doors to open. And I guess the diseases like diabetes, Alzheimer's, because I've also read about it, I've
Okay.
also read about them. Apart from that, you can also go through the line of plant biology,
Okay.
so agriculture part. So you can make uh, uh, mutants and all that stuff, which regard genetically modified organisms and all. So plant tissue culture and all that field is very profitable, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. So apart from that, Angela, I have heard that you are also getting PMRF. So can you tell students something about
Yeah.
PMRF? What is PMRF? And
Okay, so recently I got that opportunity. I mean, I got that achievement of PMRF. So PMRF is basically Prime Minister Research Fellowship, and it's a prestigious fellowship, I must say. and it actually you have to apply for that in before your completion of your first year. So I applied in after completing my 6th year. So for that, some basic requirements are there. Like, first thing is that your coursework mark should be above 8.5. The CGPA should be 8.5, above 8.5. And then your MSc mark should also be like around 8 or 9 CGPA. And then you should have a good publication. I mean, not good publication, but you should have at least one publication. So it shows that you have a research experience. It can be either review article or research work that you have done, but it shows that you have that experience, that you have worked on a paper or something. And you have to write a good SOP, and SOP reflects here that about your life. I mean, about how you were drawn towards this line, and how you pursued, what were your career benefits, and graduation, post graduation, and all that stuff. What is the research experience you have, like trainings and all. And apart from that, why you want to pursue your research. So SOP includes all that stuff. And last thing is that research proposal. So research proposal is very important. It you have to give a plan of 5 years that you're going to do this, and you should have to be particular about it. So for that, I have actually discussed it with my sir, that this work I'm going to do, and this is I'm going to write about it, and this is what I'm going to send. So these 4 things are actually important.
Okay, great. So first of all, congratulations for PMRF, Anchala.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Apart from that, you have said that you also worked in IIT Indore, right? For some time. So what kind of work was there in IIT Indore?
So in IIT Indore, I was in Dr. Jhasa's lab, and they were actually working. On EBV virus. So they were, different. I was just assisting one PhD scholar there, and I was actually wanted to enhance my skills for different techniques. So I learned cloning there. I've learned Western blotting, RNA isolation, QRT-PCR, and also our DNA isolation. So these techniques, I would just wanted to enhance my skills, and I would just wanted to learn all the basics. So that's why I just joined that lab. So I've learned a lot from there. Yeah.
So if a student wants to apply for these kind of projects or something, so how they can apply?
So actually, they should be actually prepared, and they should be braced up after their completion of their first year, because after that many forms are released, like from JNCSR and from many CSR labs. So they release the form to apply for summer training. So they should they should have very keen observation at that time to all the sites, and also they can mail directly to the professor that I have interest in this. Can I apply for your lab for 2 months? So if they agreed, so well done. And basically, you have to be focused at that time. Like, after completion of first year, you should try searching different labs, which lab is available for the summer training. Yeah.
Okay. So these summer training are free, or they are paid, or what?
It depends. Like, I got a scholarship,
Okay.
and some are like without scholarship, some are like paid. So it is better if you go with scholarship. So it's more valuable.
Okay. So how to get a scholarship in these project? Like, how?
Okay, so like as I've already told, JNCSR releases their program every year for summer training. So they give 10,000 rupees of scholarship every month, and also the accommodation and all that stuff. And also CSR labs also release these scholarship and other stuff. So you just have to search, and you have to search, and you have to make contacts with people, like where to apply for summer training. So it's a bit tricky work apart from your theoretical work. So that you have to work on.
Apart from that, Angela, does it impact if a student doesn't have so much, what we can say, experience in research? Does it impact in his or her interview for PhD?
I guess if there is a little competition, like 2 or 3 people at the time of interview. So professor, I guess they will prefer more who has more experience.
Okay.
Because when you start your research work, it's better to have a student who already has experience. So I think it has a great impact
So it
when
will be
you're
better
applying.
if students have time, so they at least join some lab or something for experience, research experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess that practical knowledge gives that experience and the knowledge. It's like a different kind of knowledge. So you learn better and you'll remember better. Yeah.
So, Angela, can you give some suggestions to the students who are in BSc, in MSc, or are going for CSIR? So, some suggestions so that they can take care if they want to do PhD in future.
So for PhD, first they have to have, pure dedication. I think dedication is very important. Other than that, they should be very curious about their subject. So first thing that they have to clarify. So clarity is very important, right? So if they have a clarity that this particular subject I want to pursue, then their path will become very easy. So I think first dedication. After dedication, they should clear their subject, that what subject they want to pursue, and then when they'll start studying about that subject, and then they'll start meeting people and other stuff. So it's become very easy for them.
So, contacts are also very important with
Yeah,
professors.
contact, clarity, contacts. So with the moment you have a clarity that you are interested in for example, Alzheimer's, you're interested in Alzheimer, or you're interested in cell biology. So you're studying cell biology thoroughly, and then you'll start applying to the labs. So it will make your path more clear. Yeah.
So, can you suggest some of the journals that student can go through for improving their knowledge?
So I think with this interview, I just want to give everybody homework, like so that they can search all the journals with good impact factor and the citations, so they can check which paper is more preferable according to the impact factor and the citation. So this will make their work easy. So like for example, Nature publications, Cell publication, and Cell and Molecular publication. So all these publications are, these papers are has a very good impact on impact factor, and the work is very interesting and very keen. So yeah.
Okay, Angela, thank you so much. I hope this video will be helpful for all the students. Thank you so much for taking out your precious time for us for Bansal Biology.
Yeah, it's my great pleasure to give all my suggestions, and it actually helps me also to encourage it my pleasure to encourage all the students for this field. I trust me, this field is very interesting. If you have the interest to pursue research, it will give you many surprises in your life. So yeah.
Thank you so much. So guys, thank you so much for joining with me. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.